Please now stand for the academic procession. Good morning again, and you are most welcome to Graduation 2025 here at Mary Immaculate College. I now call upon the Bishop of the Diocese of Limerick, Bishop Brendan Leehy, to read the conferring blessing.
Good morning. Our college motto is Bríthir de Malochran. It's on our banners here. The Word of God is my light, my lantern. Dear graduates 2025, as you graduate and move on to pastures new, our prayer is that you may know that God is always with you. The God who's willing to be your a care, an accompanier, the God who will be light for you, the way, the path of life, bringing you to the fullness of joy in his presence. And so, a reading from Psalm 119. How pleasing is what you have to say to me, tasting better than honey. I obtain understanding from your precepts. Therefore, I hate every false way. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light for my pathway. Is mílte de bhríthre le mo charabal, ná míl le mo bhéal. Beim tischkent de bhór de fracapta, is gránlum gach drochlí. Is glóchran de mo chusa de bhríthre, is solus de mo chusáné.
I am pleased to call on the Acting President of the University of Limerick, Professor Shane Kilcummins, to formally convene a meeting of the University for the purpose of conferring academic awards.
President, Mary Immaculate College, members of the Mary Immaculate College Governing Authority and trustees, members of An Comhairle Acadúil Academic Council, faculty members, distinguished guests, families, friends, and graduates of the class of 2025, a meeting of the university is hereby convened for the purpose of conferring academic awards. Exercising the power granted to the University of Limerick by Oireachtas Éireann, I hereby confer awards of the university on the graduates of the Faculty of Education. Students are not present are hereby conferred in absentia.
I am pleased to call on Bishop Brendan Leehy, Chairperson of the Board of Trustees and of Governing Authority of Mary Immaculate College, to make an address of welcome.
Professor Shane Kilcummins, Acting President, University of Limerick, Professor Dermot Nestor, President of Mary Immaculate College, fellow trustees of the college and members of An Leehy, academic staff, other college staff members, invited guests, family, and of course, most especially, the graduates of 2025, it is my very great honour as Chairman of An Leehy to welcome you to this graduation ceremony here in Mary Immaculate College, the oldest third-level college in Limerick and the largest Catholic third-level institution in the state. I'm delighted to be here, delighted in particular to express my gratitude for the warm relationship we enjoy with the University of Limerick, and delighted especially to welcome Professor Kilcummins, who has always been a great friend to us. And if I might be allowed on this occasion as well, to welcome in a particular way, even though maybe it's not quite my task, but our president, who for some time we were calling President of Mary Immaculate College, Professor Dermot Nestor, maybe no longer new, he's nearly a year here now, but this is the first public occasion for me to welcome him and express our gratitude to him for coming, already up and running very much so, and wish him well for the years ahead. It's wonderful you're with us, so we wish you well, Professor Nestor. 2025 for the Catholic Church is a major year because it's a Jubilee year. It only happens every 25 years. It's a Jubilee year of hope. So, graduates, I would hope that will be your brand this year, graduates of hope. It's a good year to be graduating. Certainly you're marking what you have achieved, but also the hope that is now opening up for you, as well as for many other people through you, as you look ahead to the future. We rejoice with you, but especially with your parents and friends here today and linked with the web camera, who are rightly very, very proud of you today. Is úntach an rud é doing go léir a bheith an so ar an lá so ócáid speisialta so. Ordín sé ar sprid. Is sé lána céime buig faointe is sé chláiste nós chláiste bhire gan smáil. I'd like to propose an image. Your years here in Mary Immaculate College have been something of a pilgrimage. A jubilee year is marked by pilgrimages. People go into Camino, they go to Rome, they go. Well, you've got your pilgrimage, it's lasted a few years, many of you. You've met each other, met many people along the way. You've chatted with them, you've learned from them, whether it be from your lecturers and supervisors, from the staff you've met in administration or catering or security. But of course, most especially, all those encounters among yourselves. In the lecture halls, sports fields, music and culture centres, as well as the recreational social moments in clubs and societies, outings and events, university occasions, that you can probably remember now today fondly, this or that moment in particular over these years. Because a university environment in a college like ours, a third level college, must always be marked by dialogue, conversation, encounter, intellectual search. So yes, I'm sure you are grateful for those moments of pilgrimage, no doubt, like all pilgrimages. It's not always plain sailing. It can have its moments, but you've been through them. You've reached your goal. It's an achievement. You've made the effort and it's been worth it. You're here today. Let's savor the moment with gratitude. So yes, a big, big congratulations, cogordus, to each and every one of you. In congratulating you, I think of the wonderful staff here at Mary Immaculate College, academic and professional. It's a college of high standards, great pastoral care. And I'm very grateful to all who have organised this wonderful occasion, as always here, graduation in Mary Immaculate College. So today is a great day. And as I've said, it's a day that you're beginning to look ahead again to the future. And maybe just keep that image in mind. Pilgrims. We're always pilgrims. We never give up being pilgrims. Pilgrims of hope, pilgrims of truth, pilgrims of love. Pope Leo, our new Pope, often quotes one of the great intellects of Western society, St. Augustine, who commented, "The soul, left to itself, has neither light nor strength. It darkens when it turns away from the source of immutable truth and is illuminated when it draws near." And my wish is that you will be enlightened pilgrims, inspired by Christ, who is wisdom, truth in person, light that enlightens. And so in that way, that you may always, as pilgrims, have a guiding compass in your lives as you make your choices, check out your values, tread in those dreams and hopes that you have in your heart, build up relationships, engage in activities. Always be pilgrims of hope. And may this day be one of the great days in your life that you'll always remember as one of the finest and proudest moments in your life and that of your family. Verbua is benacht.
I now call upon Professor Shankill Cummins, Acting President of the University of Limerick, to make his address.
Good morning, everyone. Bishop Leehy, President, Vice President, Academic Affairs, members of Governing Authority, trustees, graduates, families, friends, and esteemed colleagues from Mary Immaculate College. As I speak to you this morning, particularly to the students, I'm very mindful to be short, not to take too much of your time. I say this because when you remember this day next week, next year, and 10 years from now, you will not remember me or anything which I have to say. That is as it should be. You should only remember what you have achieved, your friends, and the staff who have helped you to achieve it. And who you've shared this special occasion with. But I've prepared these words out of courtesy to you and your loved ones to mark this special occasion in your lives. And I'm also preparing it out of respect for my colleagues in Mary Immaculate College, and it's delivered on that basis. So to begin with, to you, the students, today we stand here very proud to celebrate a significant milestone in your lives, the conferring of your degrees. And through your education here at Mary Immaculate College, you've honed your skills and broadened your knowledge to allow you question and explore what the world has to offer. You've forged lifelong friendships, and you can now embark on a new journey that holds endless possibilities for you, and I think the Bishop spoke about that very well in terms of hope. Mary Immaculate College has a proud and rich tradition dating back to the 1870s, the longest of all by a considerable stretch in this city. It plays a crucial role in the community and in the Midwest region. It's not just an educational institution. It plays a vital part of the societal fabric, contributing to the economic, cultural, and intellectual vibrancy, not only of the region, but also of the state. It is a strong coalescing force with a powerful mandate to develop talent, to help to drive educational standards and growth. You are the lifeblood of this endeavour. We all pass through important staging posts in our lives. This is undoubtedly one of them for you. You should take a little time today to reflect on this, how you've transitioned in and through Mary Immaculate College, what you've achieved, how you have developed, and crucially, who supported you along the path. You have earned this moment of celebration, as have your families and those that have supported you. And like the Bishop, I would like to acknowledge your families and those that have actually supported you on your journey. To the parents, the carers and supporters among you, you have worried about them, endlessly perhaps, and will probably continue to do so. You've strived to create this opportunity for them, involving self-sacrifice, dedication, and commitment. Many of you have wanted more for the graduates today than you've wanted for yourselves. It is their day, but it's very much your day too. Graduates, these are just words and we can fall over them quickly, but you should really think about this today. The people that are here supporting you today, and even those that are not here, are absolutely in your corner. They're committed to you and can back it up with this evidence of self-sacrifice. You will not encounter that commitment and indeed that sacrifice in most everyday experiences. We're all busy with our own stuff. So you should take time to reflect on this today, that sense of service, loyalty, and commitment to you, and in your own time, acknowledge them for their dedication to you. A conferring is a threshold moment and a window in your life where you can express your thankfulness for what they've done for you. I would urge you not to let it pass. The staff here at Mary Immaculate College also need to be acknowledged. You can see them behind me here and on to my right, the Bishop and that wonderful, colourful crew of academics, various vice presidents and deans. They're outstanding colleagues, and they're also completely committed to you. I'm really proud to work with them. They engage in such a noble pursuit, helping you to excel and engaging knowledge exchange for the good of humanity and society. They are educators and scholars, all outstanding experts in their fields, national and international commentators and policy influencers. It goes without saying that we as an institution and you as students owe them a debt of gratitude. They have enriched your lives. But it's not just about the academic staff, it's all of the staff. The ground staff, the porters, the brilliant conferring team, the interpreter that's here beside me, the receptionists, caterers, all the fantastic staff across the campus. Every contact leaves a trace. And as I came in this morning, it was raining and I parked in the wrong spot. And one of my colleagues from Mary Immaculate College came out and said, "Are you the Bishop?" And I'd been called many things, but I haven't been called a bishop before. So John A. Murphy, the famous historian, once spoke about Ireland's aspirations to decency. It was a great phrase. We really try to be good as much as we can, knowing too that we can often resist everything except temptation. The community here in Mary Immaculate College have real aspirations to decency. They want you and your loved ones to experience a great day today because you deserve it, because they are proud of what they do, and because they're very proud of this wonderful institution. I'll finish my speech now with you with 3 wishes for you graduating today. And when I've done this in the University of Limerick, the local Limerick wits say to me, "Are you the fairy godmother talking about wishes?" So if you prefer the phrase hopes for you, we can go with that as well. So you now have the proficiency and competency that your qualification speaks to and confirms. So that is not in doubt. These wishes are softer in orientation. They're in addition to the more obvious wishes of good health and that little bit of luck that we all need in life's journey. These wishes, advices change as my mood changes, or as I learn something new. So these are the ones for this year. My first wish for you is that you will come to know your values, what you're about and what you stand for as you progress through your journey. These are things that you believe are important in the way you live and work and experience the world. The more that you as an individual know your own values, the better prepared you will be when life throws you curveballs, which it invariably will do. You will also know the extent to which you really hold those values when they are tested. I will illustrate this point with a vignette. You may not have heard of Liz Oyer, but she is somebody who I think knows her values, whether you agree with them or not. She's a lawyer in the States, and she served as the pardon attorney during Joe Biden's presidency. She was one of several career officials fired by the Deputy Attorney General in March of this year. So why was she fired? Well, her firing came shortly after she declined to recommend restoring gun rights to a famous actor. The actor lost those rights after being sentenced to probation for domestic violence in 2011. Not only that, the Justice Department planned to send armed US Marshals to deliver a letter warning her about testifying to Congress about the treatment of the Justice Department and law firms who act in cases viewed unfavourably by the administration. It's important to be clear on this. She had not engaged in any misconduct, let alone criminal conduct. The marshals were called off only after Oyer acknowledged having received the letter by email. If she had not been tipped off, they would have appeared at the door of her house when only her teenage daughter was at home. In purely legal terms, syllogistically applying rules to facts, she was asked to determine whether a gun should be given to a person sentenced for domestic violence 14 years ago. It does not seem unreasonable that she would make the decision she did. Domestic violence is a pernicious issue. The fact that the individual is a famous actor or a supporter of a particular party should be irrelevant. These facts have no probative value having regard to the issue for determination to restore gun rights or not. Of course, in the real world, these are critical non-legal factors by which one could be swayed. By not being swayed, she showed real courage in doing her job and trying to do the right thing. She has lost her job because of it and ran the gauntlet of having armed marshals turn up at her door to deliver a letter. You can imagine how she must have felt, the frustration, the fear, perhaps even the shame. But I think Liz Oyer will be fine. Tides turn and time passes. She has values, which she clearly reflected on. She knows them and she doubled down on them when the question was asked. I would love to work with her. She has courage. She's selfless. She's true to herself. And she's willing, when necessary, to speak truth to power and will do the right thing, regardless of perception or politics. Start to reflect, graduates, on your own values, which are important to you. It is an important framing exercise and really good practice for those moments when you may be tested. My second wish for you is that you will have courage in your lives and that you will step across your shadows, back yourselves, and really stretch your talent. You have an intrinsic value and dignity as individuals. Your real personal and professional growth is often just beyond your comfort zone. And this is hard because we're all vulnerable, but try to have a growth mindset, to strive to be the best version of yourself, to dare greatly. You have tremendous talent. I have seen this talent as a lecturer for over 30 years, every year, without fail. I see it in the staff in the University of Limerick, and I see it in the staff here in the Mary Immaculate College. And I'm not a sociologist or a social commentator, but it's just a reflection, and it's based on an intuitive sense. And in my intuitive sense, I see that talent all the time. I think it relates to aspirations to decency that I talked about earlier. I think it relates to our relational thinking. In Ireland, it's a very integrated society where dimensions of difference are, we live and work together. A really strong sense of community, a really strong sense of hard work. It's only a generation ago. Any of your grannies may have said to you previously, you'll want for it yet. It was always that kind of strong work ethic. Really strong sense of personality, a unique wit, real brightness in all shapes and forms, great sense of balance and creativity. And that creativity is expressed through our performing and cultural arts, but also our sport. I mean, I think about camogie and hurling, it's artistry, poetry, a little bit of butchery and frenzy, all wrapped up in a game, and our love of same. And I was really reminded of this yesterday. A new commemorative stamp has been created for Monsignor Flaherty, and about his work in Rome during the Second World War. And Joseph O'Connor, the writer, has really brought attention to this matter. And I work with Joseph I hope this is a humorous story. I work with Joseph in the University of Limerick, and I was his boss for a short time, the extent to which anybody can be a boss of Joe O'Connor. But Joe is the course director of a brilliant creative writing course. And I was the dean at the time of the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, and I was trying to encourage Joe to put additional students on the course because I'm trying to balance the books in the faculty. And so I met Joe online to have this discussion about fiscal balance. Joe joined, he was wearing a pink necktie, so I knew this was not going to go well. And when I asked him about it, Joe, can we increase the students? He said, the importance of identity, the importance of creative identity, the importance of art form and emotional expression. So that night I went home to my wife and I'm lying in bed and I'm looking at the ceiling and I said, I think I upset Joe O'Connor today. And she said, she was reading a book and she kind of peered out over her glasses and she said, what? Joseph O'Connor, the writer? And I said, yes. And she said, he's a great man. Leave him alone. So I obeyed the instruction, but I also understood the inference. It's an awful thing after 28 years to understand that your wife doesn't think you're a great man. But anyway, the key point is we love creative arts in this country. And so you do, I suppose my point to you is you do have that talent. And I'd like you to remember this poem, if you could. It's Our Greatest Fear by Marion Williamson. And it goes as follows. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure about you. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as you let your own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So graduates, for you, play big and have the courage to let your light and your talent shine. It's there. And so my final wish for you as you advance your careers and your lives is that you also stay humble. You'll have heard the fable of the peacock and the crane. Don't just be a peacock. Understand that true beauty lies not just in appearance, but also in a person's abilities, talents, and an open and humble heart that appreciates the unique gifts of everyone. So in terms of wishes from me, as represented through a vignette, a poem and a fable, know your values, act with courage in pursuing your talent, and remain humble and acutely mindful of the greatness and talents of others. All that is left for me to do now, graduates, is to congratulate you on your achievements and successes to date. Thank you for attending this beautiful and great institution. My hope for you now is that you create good lives for yourselves. I wish you every success in your future endeavours. Thank you.
I now invite Professor Dermot Nestor, President of Mary Immaculate College, to make his conferring address.
Thank you, Niamh. Thank you, Shane, for your very generous words to our graduates and their families and friends. And thank you, Bishop Leehy, for your acknowledgement of my newness, even though it's 11 months in. That is very affirming on a Friday morning. Thank you so much. Shane finished his address with a poem. I'm going to begin mine with a poem. We didn't see each other's speeches in advance. There's no collusion involved here whatsoever. The poem I'm going to begin with is by a guy called Brian Bilston, and it's called Which Mountain is the Highest in the World? I didn't climb Mount Everest today. I went to school. For the first time since coming here, I joined in with football in the playground at lunchtime. I made a joke during maths and all my classmates laughed. At home time, a girl smiled at me and said, "See you tomorrow." I didn't climb Mount Everest today. I went to school. So why do I feel 29,000 feet tall? Why do I feel like I am on top of the world? That child, that nervous, uncertain child who finally felt seen, included, welcomed, they did not climb a mountain, but they felt like they did. Why? Because somewhere in that school system there were people who created the conditions for belonging. A teacher who made a joke about maths, a psychologist who helped the child understand their emotions, a digital learning coordinator who made technology accessible rather than alienating, professionals who noticed, who made "see you tomorrow" feel like an invitation, not a routine. And that's what you do. That's the type of work you've trained for. That's what you've committed to. That is the extraordinary impact of ordinary educational work, whether in classrooms, in clinical settings, in digital innovation, or in school leadership, through the medium of English, or for those who have completed on diploma Irkemis and Edicus Long Gaelga, Agus Gaeltata, in our native tongue, in Gael Scolana or in Gaeltacht settings. And as a society, we trust you with our children and young people. Some of you will teach them directly. Some will support and enhance their psychological well-being. Some will design the digital environments where they will learn. Others will lead schools through change, sometimes complex, more often mundane. All of you will shape educational experiences, and that trust is not misplaced. You've earned this qualification and you've earned that respect. You are ready for the responsibility. And let's just reflect on where you've been to get to this point. You survived essays, assignments, and assessments, and it's still not clear to me what the difference between them really is. You've endured group work where undoubtedly you felt like you were the only one doing the work. You've pulled the all-nighters before important and multiple deadlines. You've questioned your choices, your sanity, and also your coffee consumption. You navigated placements with practicum experiences in settings that were sometimes under-resourced, always overstretched, and more than occasionally demanding. And you did all of this while juggling work, family responsibility, financial pressure, the chaos of life, and many things we will never know about. So yes, well done. Genuinely, this is hard-earned and it is very well-deserved. So you should savor the moment. And I'd particularly like to acknowledge our DEXI graduates at the front of the auditorium, those who have completed the professional doctorate in educational and child psychology. You have combined rigorous academic research with extensive clinical practice over several demanding years. You're now qualified to work at the highest level of professional practice, supporting children, supporting families, schools, and a variety of other contexts with what are complex needs. Your expertise will be transformative. But all of the challenges that defined your student life, they are not ones you now leave behind. You will enter settings where you'll face the same challenges, just from different angles. As teachers, you will set packages of work, I hope not for home, wondering if students themselves understand the difference between an essay, an assignment, or an assessment. Psychologists will write reports knowing they'll be read at 11 p.m. or 6 a.m. by exhausted parents. Digital leaders will design learning management systems hoping teachers know of them, that they can use them, and that students can engage with them. And you will all work in systems with limited resourcing, competing demands, and a constant tension between what should be and what is. But you won't just endure all of this. You will inspire through it. You will be the teacher who notices the child standing alone at lunchtime and finds a way to include them. You will be the psychologist who supports a family to understand why, where, and when their child struggles, but also what supports actually work for them. You will be the digital leader who makes technology serve pedagogy rather than drive it. You'll create the classroom, the assessment, the intervention, and the platform where children will feel seen and capable. You'll be the reason a child who didn't climb Mount Everest can feel 29,000 feet tall, because that's what educational professionals do, and that is what you have become. There's a teaching in the rabbinic tradition of Judaism from Rabbi Tarfon that I think speaks a lot to this moment. It is not your responsibility to finish the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. A translation of that: you won't solve educational inequality. You won't single-handedly close the achievement gap or fix the digital divide or eliminate childhood trauma. You won't transform a system that underfunds what it claims to value. That is not your responsibility, and believing it is will lead to burnout, not to breakthrough. But neither can you opt out. You cannot shrug your shoulders and say, the system is broken, and just walk away. Why? Because there are children, real children with names and faces and with futures. Children who do need to feel 29,000 feet tall. Children who need you to show up tomorrow. Who need you to do the work, whether that's teaching a lesson, conducting an assessment, designing a digital tool, or leading systemic change. And there's a tension then between the enormity of what needs doing and the limitation of what any one person can do. That is the liminal space that you now occupy. And that's precisely where your professionalism matters. Professionalism that isn't just about knowing your curriculum, your diagnostic tools, your pedagogical frameworks, or your digital platforms, though you will be relying upon and using all of these. Professionalism is the commitment to keep showing up, physically, intellectually, emotionally, even when progress is slow. It's the care you extend to the child who's hardest to reach, the compassion you show to a colleague who is struggling. It's refusing to accept that something is good enough when you know that better is possible. And I hope that your time at Mary Immaculate College has prepared you for all of this. Not just the technical competencies, we know you have them, but the ethical, the empathetic disposition, the research-informed practice, the reflective capacity, the collaborative instinct, the stubborn insistence that education matters, and that children, along with their parents and their carers, they matter, that getting it right matters. And you might think that you're leaving us when you get your parchments, but you're not. You're joining our alumni network. And that's neither obligation nor platitude. It is a resource for you, a way to stay connected. So come back, tell us how your time here prepared you, but also where it didn't, so we can do better for the next group of students. Support the student teachers, the trainee psychologists, the emerging leaders that we will send your way. Share what's working in your practice, whether it's a strategy, an assessment approach, a digital innovation, or a leadership model. Use our research networks. When you hit a barrier, reach out to former lecturers, to classmates, or go through the communities of practice that you've built here. You may be walking out of this hall today, hopefully not into the rain, it's coming down again, but you're not leaving the college. You are now a Mary I graduate, and that is part of your identity that will last forever. And I would just like to thank some people in particular while I'm up here. First of all, as Professor Kilcommons did, to acknowledge your families, your friends, your partners who supported you on this journey and who helped to make this day possible. To the many staff across the college who've encouraged you, who've mentored you, who've challenged you, and who believed in you. To those in our partner schools who support clinical placements and other educational settings, for welcoming you into their complex and dynamic realities, and for helping you become the professionals that you are today. Professor Shane Kilcommons, Acting President, University of Limerick, thank you for your presence, your participation, and the partnership that you model. Brendan Leehy, who's Chair of our Trustees and Bishop of Limerick, thank you for your support, your solidarity, and your stewardship. Anya Kremen, wife of our sadly deceased predecessor as President of Mary Immaculate College, Professor Peadar Kremen, We assure you his memory lives on and fondly amongst us. Anne Horan, MIC alumna and president of the INTO, thank you for your advocacy and your allegiance. To Martin Lally, Assistant Chief Inspector with the Department of Education and Youth, thank you for the commitment, the collaboration and the counsel which the department provides. To our guests who are here to present other awards that honour and sustain the memory of loved ones, to our trustees and governors, to Carrie O'Donnell, our sign language interpreter, and our mace bearer, John O'Neill, thank you also for your presence and your participation. And to close, I'm going to go back to that short poem and the child who did not climb Mount Everest, but simply went to school. They felt like they'd conquered the world because somewhere in the vast ecology of our educational system, there were professionals who saw them, who created space for them, and who made belonging possible. You're entering settings where there will be children who need you to be those professionals. Children who are standing alone, waiting to be seen, who need someone to believe that they belong. And that is the transformative power of educational work in all its forms. And that is the work that you will do and the difference that you will make. So congratulations, class of 2025. Enjoy the moment and the many more that will follow.
I now call upon Dr. Angela Canny, Assistant Dean of the Faculty of Education, to present the candidates for the conferring of undergraduate and taught postgraduate awards in education.
President, the Academic Council of the University has been satisfied that the following candidates are worthy to be conferred with undergraduate and taught postgraduate awards. Therefore, I present the candidates and request you to confer the awards on them.
So we start this morning with the Bachelor of Education programme, which is our largest programme here at MIC, and candidates will be called in alphabetical order of surname. And we begin this morning with Aaron Allen O'Loughlin. Adam Ashraf. Caitlin Barrett. Rebecca Barry. Cathal Berrigan. Anna Bogue. Aaron Bonkeo. Rosie May Booth. Eilish Bracken. Mary Bridget Bracken. Aoife Brazel. Anna Brannock. Ciara Noel Brennan. Orla Brennan. Connor Brick. Rachel Buckley. Ria Buckley. Aoife Burke. Hannah Burrows. Siobhan Byrne. Diarmuid Cahill. Jody Cahill. Rachel Callanan. Grace Campbell. Michelle Capeless. Alison Carew. Maria Carey. Rachel Carroll. Sarah Carroll. Ciara Sinead Case. Shane Casey. Roisin Chambers. Caitlin Chung. Katie Clark. Sheila Cleary. David James Clarty. Niamh Cogger. Eva Collins. Shannon Collis. Kaylee Condon. Mary Kate Condon. Aoife Connolly. Joanna Isolt Connolly. Breed Connors. Ciara Conway. Aaron Cooney. Sarah Cosgrove. Ava Cotter. Laura Emma Cotter. Laura Coughlin. Caoimhe Craddock. Leah Ellen Cronin. Lily Cronin. Maeve Cronin. Aoife Cross. Lauren Crotty. Alicia Crow. Sinead Crow. Caoimhe Mora Crowley. Rachel Elizabeth Crowley. Ciara Mary Canan. Caoimhe Cunningham. Holly Curran. Maria Curran. Katrina Curtin. Sean Christopher Dalton. Caitlin Davis. Frankie DePuer Kavanagh. Emma Deasy. Siobhal Deegan. Roisin Dempsey. Elizabeth Dermody. Ellie Elizabeth Desmond. Brenda Devan. Roisin Devani Doyle. Laura Devoy. Cathal Dillon. Brian Deneen. Dara Dixon. Stephen Michael Doheny. Grace Doherty. Alana Donnelly. Annie Donnelly. Ciara Marie Donoghue. Lily May Doody. Eve Dowling. Quiva Dowling. Louise Downs. Quiva Doyle. Sarah Jane Doyle. Jenny Drohan. Maureen Elena Duffy. Michelle Dunleavy. Eleanor Dunphy. Rachel Dwyer. Quiva Early. Lily Elliott. Edel Fahy. Aoife Fahy. Cleona Fahy. Niamh Teresa Fahy. Emma Fally. Rachel Farrell. Emma Fennell. Niall Fenton Toms. Emer Finlay. Nicole Fitzgerald. Maeve Fitzgibbon. Rachel Fitzpatrick. Thomas Fitzpatrick. Katie Flaherty. Melissa Flaherty. Alison Flannery. Niamh Flannery. Tara Flavin. Ella Fleming. Oisin Flynn. Laura Marie Fogarty. Siobhan Fogarty. Neil Angus Foley Cunningham. Dennis Foran. Caitlin Ford. Ciara Furlong. Alva Gallagher. Connor Gallagher. Aisling Gaughan. Gemma Geary. Sinead Gealty. Adam Giles. Ciara Gillespie. Aoife Gore. Amy Gorman. Leona Grace. Jennifer Graham. Molly Granahan. Connor Graney. Siobhan Green. Laura Griffey. Anna Griffin. Dervla Grogan. Claudia Clara Grosu. Roisin Groves. Winifred Hannafin. Sarah Hanley. Kate Margaret Hanna. Ciara Hannon. Cian Hanrahan. Emma Harding. Sarah Harrison. Bavin Hart. Mairead Anya Haverty. Emily Haid. Breed Hayes. Hannah Hayes. Michael Hayes. Katrina Healy. Katrina Monica Healy. Aina Healy. Lauren Healy O'Connell. Emily Heaslip. Ciara Hegarty. Connor Hennessy. Jess Henry. Matt Henry. Tara Hurley. Aoife Hickey. Attain Mary Hickey. Hannah Hogan. Evie Holden. Maeve Holland. Sarah Holland. Anna Horan. Aisling Horgan. Ava Chloe Horgan. Leah Hunt. Isabel Hunter O'Brien. Anna Hurley. Katie Hurley. Rose Highland. Ciara Eileen Irwin. Aoife Kavanagh. Ciara Kavanagh. Cathal Keane. Connor Keane. Anna Kelly. Aoife Kelly. Quiva Marie Kelly. Ellen Ann Kelly. Grania Kelly. Teresa Kelly. Roisin Kennedy. Patsy Kenny. Niamh Keogh. James Killian. Kiana Kilmartin. Aoife Kingston. Ava Elizabeth Curran. Damien Kassan. Ella Rose Kitt. Tig Knox. Paula Janina Coniner. Anna Lafford. Alice Elizabeth Larkin. Michelle Lawrence. Ciara Leamy. Eilish Lee. Nancy Lahan. John Linehan. Chloe Long. Diarmid Luby. Miriam Luby. Ben Loughnane. Deirdre Lynn. Marguerite Lyons. Maeve McNamara. Aoife Mulcahy. Roisin O'Byrne. Daniel O'Hanrahan. Amy O'Sullivan. Jason O'Sullivan. Kate Phelan. Laura Phelan. Linda Sadler. Cian Walsh. And finally, Jonathan Moore. Can we have a massive round of applause for all our Bachelor of Education students today? Cogordacus. We now move on to our Bachelor of Education International programme, and our first graduate this morning is Orla Cahill. Stephen Patrick Dundon. Lucy Ellis. Ciara Flynn. Anna Grogan. Anya Elizabeth Nolan. Gráinne Nolan. Orla O'Brien. Jennifer O'Sullivan. And Donica Wallace. We move on to our Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology, and our first graduate this morning is Holly Ahern. Shauna Buckley. Anya Byrne. Fiona Mary Kennedy. Aoife Cullinan. Alva Doherty. Shauna Gaffney Hayes. Ciara Marie Hayes. Katie Ann Jordan. Jodie Kenny. Patricia Loftus. Amy Looney. Nisha McGarrett. Alison Markham. Lucy McCormick. Luke McDermott. Shona Julie McPhillips. Clodagh Moran. Trina Nolan. Noah O'Brien. Emma O'Driscoll. Marion O'Neill. Maeve O'Neill. Jennifer Phelan. Connor Shanahan. Ellen Jane Slattery. Lawrence Toohey. And finally, Connor Toomey. Can we have a massive round of applause for all our BEd International, BEd and Sykes, all these wonderful new primary teachers going into the sector, badly needed. Our next programme is the Diploma ar Chéirmeas san Oideachas Longailga agus Gaeltachta, and our graduate this morning is Sarah Annie Gwynn. Our next programme is the Graduate Diploma in Digital Leadership in Education, and our graduate is David Wilson. Our Master's Programme of Masters of Education in Digital Leadership in Education, and our first graduate this morning is Denise Brislan. Shifra Hogan. Nagian May. Muran Ni Kahan. And finally, Kelly Ryan Hoffler. Dr. Angela Canny, Assistant Dean of the Faculty of Education, will now present the candidates for the awards of doctoral degrees by research and thesis.
President, the Academic Council of the University has been satisfied that the following candidates are worthy to be conferred with doctoral degrees by research and thesis in education. Therefore, I present the candidates and request you to confer the awards on them.
So the doctoral candidates will be presented with their parchments by Professor Shane Kilcummins of the University of Limerick. They'll then be presented with their caps by their supervisors. So our first doctoral candidate this morning is Dr. Madeleine Dolan. She has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Therese Brophy and Dr. Michelle Dunleavy, MIC. The title of the thesis is Unmasking Potential, Exploring Teachers' Experiences of Recognising and Supporting Autistic Girls in Mainstream Primary Schools Using the Continuum of Support. Dr. Dolan will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Shane Kilcummins and her cap by Michelle Dunleavy. Dr. Ciara Donoghue has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the supervision of Dr. Fionnuala Tynan, MIC. The title of the thesis is I Can Do This If You Can Do This, Parent Coaching with Fathers of Autistic Children. Dr. Donoghue will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Fionnuala Tynan. Dr. Ellie Drohan has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Professor Emer Ring and Dr. Leehy Sullivan, MIC. The title of the thesis is Taking an Interest, the Impact of Including Autistic Children's Absorbing Interest in Learning Experience, a Neuroaffirmative Approach. And Dr. Drohan will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Leehy Sullivan. Dr. Emma Hearn has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the supervision of Dr. Siobhan O'Sullivan, MIC. The title of the thesis is Exploring Parent Perspectives of Individualised Therapeutic Supports Delivered by External Professionals in Irish Primary Schools. Dr. Hearn will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Siobhan O'Sullivan. Dr. Katie Kelly has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Sarah O'Brien and Dr. Aoife McLaughlin, MIC. The title of the thesis is Cultivating Connection, a study of nurture group impact practices and pathways to success. Dr. Kelly will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Shane Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Aoife McLaughlin. Dr. Georgina Lannon has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Claire Griffin and Dr. Aoife McLaughlin, MIC. The title of the thesis is An Investigation of the Smart Moves School Transition Preparation Pilot Programme in Ireland. Dr. Lannon will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Claire Griffin. Dr. Leanne Maher has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Margaret Nohally and Dr. Gerard Farrelly, MIC. The title of the thesis is An Exploration of Trauma-Informed Practice in Irish Primary Schools, Experiences from Teachers, Principals and National Educational Psychology Service Psychologists. Dr. Maher will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Margaret Nohally and Dr. Gerard Farrelly. Dr. Oliver O'Driscoll has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Aoife McLaughlin and Dr. Traves Brophy, MIC. The title of the thesis is An Appreciative Inquiry into NEPS Psychologists and Primary Teachers' Perspectives of Cluster Groups in Supporting the Implementation of the FRIENDS programme. Dr. O'Driscoll will now be presented with his parchment by Professor Kilcummins and his cap by Dr. Aoife McLaughlin. Dr. Una Shore has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Aoife McLaughlin and Dr. Fionnuala Tynan. The title of the thesis is Teacher and Pupil Perspectives of Mathematical Self-Perceptions and Enjoyment in 2 Irish Primary DEIS Schools. Dr. Shore will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Aoife McLaughlin. And finally, for our doctoral awards this morning, Dr. Emma Tehan has successfully undertaken a programme of study and research under the joint supervision of Dr. Trevor O'Brien and Dr. Niamh Higgins, MIC. The title of the thesis is Inclusive Education at a Crossroads. What do trainee educational psychologists think? An exploration of the TEP's understanding and attitudes towards inclusive education and how this influences their professional role. Dr. Tehan will now be presented with her parchment by Professor Kilcummins and her cap by Dr. Trevor O'Brien. I now have the great pleasure in introducing our special awards. So our first special award this morning is the College Medal on the Bachelor of Education programme. This medal is awarded to the graduate who achieved first place on the Bachelor of Education programme. I call on Professor Dermot Nestor, President of MIC, to present the medal this morning to Emily Heaslip. The College Medal on the Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology programme. This medal is awarded to the graduate who achieved first place on the Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology programme, and I now invite Professor Dermot Nestor, President of MIC, to present this medal this morning to Lawrence Toohey. Baun Vir Foster is presented by the Irish National Teachers Organisation to the graduates who achieve first place in curriculum education modules. There are separate awards for the Bachelor of Education and the Bachelor of Education in Psychology programmes. I'm very pleased to call upon Ms. Anne Horan, President of the INTO, who we're delighted to have here today, to present these medals. The recipient of the medal for the Bachelor of Education International programme, the Baun Vir Foster recipient this year, is Lucy Ellis. And the recipient of the Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology Baun Vir Foster Award is Ellen Jane Slattery. The Kieran Burke Fellowship is awarded by the college in memory of the late Kieran Burke, who is a lecturer in psychology at MIC from 1974 until 1994. The Kieran Burke Fellowship is presented to the graduate who achieved first place in education, educational psychology, and the dissertation. I call upon the President of MIC, Professor Dermot Nestor, to present this award to, and she has to walk around because she already got an award, Ellen Jane Slattery. Thank you. She's running around the, the hall this morning. That's what you get for doing so well, Ellen. Congratulations. We've all been there when we wear the heels. And then we've a lot of walking to do all around the hall. And I'm going to ask Ellen to actually remain on the stage. We won't risk another walk because she is the recipient of the Carlisle and Blake Prize. I would like to warmly welcome Martin Lally, Assistant Chief Inspector at the Department of Education, to present the Carlisle and Blake Prize. This award is presented to the graduate with the highest cumulative QPV in the Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology programs. This QPV is calculated on the student's performance in core education modules, and once again our winner today is Ellen Jane Slattery. So, full applause for Ellen. She cleaned up today on the awards. Our next award is the Pather Cremen Fellowship. This fellowship is awarded by the college in memory of the late Professor Pather Cremen, President of Mary Immaculate College from 1999 to 2011. The fellowship is presented to the graduate who achieved first place in education research and the dissertation on the Bachelor of Education programme. I call upon Mrs. Anya Cremen, wife of the late Professor Pather Cremen, to present the award this morning to Conor Keane. Our next award is the Bound Shelley Murtagh. This medal is presented in honour of Shelley Murtagh. Shelley was a student on the Bachelor of Education programme who fought a brave battle with cancer but sadly passed away in November 2013. This award recognises the Bachelor of Education or Bachelor of Education International student who has achieved academic excellence in education, equality, diversity and inclusion. We warmly welcome Shelley's parents here today, Miss Dorothy Nevin and Mr. Eamon Murtagh, to the ceremony, and we call upon Dorothy to present the medal this morning to Emily Heaslip. Our next award this morning is Excellence in Psychology on the Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology programs. This certificate is awarded to the student who achieved academic excellence in psychology. I call upon Professor Dermot Nestor, President of MIC, to present this certificate this morning to Marion O'Neill. Our next award is the Academic Excellence in Education Specialisms. So I call upon President of Mary I, Professor Dermot Nestor, to present these awards. The following Bachelor of Education graduates achieved academic excellence in the following specialisms. So for excellence in the multidisciplinary route, our first winner this morning is Aoife Fahy. Our recipient of the Digital Learning Award is Ciara Hannon. Our recipient of the award in Educational Disadvantage is Kathleen Barrett. recipient of the German Arts Award is Adam Ashraf. Our recipient of the Mathematics Education Award is Lauren Healy O'Connell. The recipient of the Music Arts Award is Caitlin Davis. The recipient of the Social, Personal and Health Education Award is Connor Keane. The recipient of the Special Education Award is Evan Holden. And finally, the recipient of the Special Toracht in San Vodul, the Chagas is Sivana Long Goelga is Eilish Bracken. Hogardical Eilish. As our ceremony draws to a close, I would like to extend my thanks to everyone who contributed to making it such a special occasion. This event, as you'll well believe, is the culmination of many weeks of hard work here in MIC, and it's impossible to name every individual, but I would like to acknowledge the invaluable support of staff across the following areas: Buildings and Estates, ICT Services, the President's Office, Strategic Marketing and Communications, Student Academic Admin, our Students' Union MISO, our signer, Carrie O'Donnell, and finally John O'Neill, the mace bearer from UL, who always does such a great job, and he'll be around afterwards if you want to get photographs taken with the mace, which often people do. We might give all of them a round of applause just to show our appreciation. We're delighted to be the ceremony at the start of your special day, and it's a pleasure for us to be involved in putting this ceremony together to honour your achievements. Má tá deirg teach le bhród drosling inniu, nó má tá sibh chun teacht arás agus tuileas tá deir a dhéanamh lig. Bí ar an eolais go bhfuil dúirse chláiste an smáil ar oscail díobh an tam ar fad agus go méid áthas ar an fáilte a choróibh I go láiste an smáil I gcónaí. Mar luig mé ribh seo tásúla gan go minic sibh tanmh as an ócháid speisialta seo inniu, buíochas ó cuiileh go léir. Our academic staff, along with our wonderful new graduates, will be leaving the venue immediately following the national anthem, and I'd ask you to remain standing as the graduates exit the venue. And now please stand for the national anthem.
Amen.